What up, everyone? Sorry I haven't been around for a while. I was taking some time off to do some things for the channel, revamp it a little bit, but totally ran out of time. And it's time to start May's boxes, and we're in fucking June now, so we're already way behind. But luckily, we're getting a lot less boxes this month, so we shouldn't be too far behind. But with no further ado, my geeky goodies. Now, surprisingly, this one came first. Seems like every month is a toss-up. None of these boxes are consistent on when they come in the month, so this one is usually pretty early on, but usually never the first, but whatever. So, let's take a look at what we got. So, first off, we got a pop figure. And wouldn't you know it, Game of Thrones. Good God, sweet Christ, holy shit. I'm so sick of the fantasy Game of Thrones. I'm so sick of it. My God, you guys. How many times have I said this in a video? This is like the 1,000,001 times that we've gotten fantasy Game of Thrones. Everyone's done it. We're so done. We're so dead with it. So, we got another pop figure from Game of Thrones. Good God, I have a giant pile of Game of Thrones stuff that I can't even give away at this point because it's just, the market is flooded with this crap. I don't know why. I think no one wants it, so they're getting it cheap, so they're putting it back out there, whatever the reason, oh God, I've been so sick and irritated to see this. And then we got a mystery mini, same thing. Game of Thrones mystery mini. So, super bummed about that. I can't believe all these boxes are doing the same thing. I can't believe none of them are doing any market research to see that this theme has been done 1,000,000 times. We're so done with it, and it just kind of spoiled it. I'm so sick of it. I didn't like the fantasy Game of Thrones themes the first time we saw it, but this is number 10. I think every single box that we've gotten has done it at least once, and we're done. We're done with it. There's so many themes out there, you can really pick some different ones. But, sorry, rambling, getting pissed off. Those are the first two items. Next, we got Dungeons & Dragons, the animated series. 9 episodes. So I've never heard of this. I'm guessing it didn't do very well as a show, considering there's only 9 episodes total, but this is cool. This is interesting. I've never seen the show. I'll check it out. Why not? It's in there, so that's kind of cool, and that's a little bit different, so yeah, sure, why not? Then, we got a little plush figure. I actually really like this one. This is from Monty Python. It's the rabbit from Holy Grail, and it's a little clip. You open his mouth and his tongue sticks out, and you can actually clip it to stuff. So I thought that was kind of cool. It's just a out of the ordinary, different from the normal plush, because it actually does something, and it looks cool and fun, and that was a cool character in a cool movie. So I thought this was nice. I really like that. Fun little plush. Next, we got a Kre-o, and this is, Dungeons & Dragons. So this is just like Lego, but it's called Kre-o, and they're usually just figures. They look remarkably like Legos, though. It might even be a derivative of it, but yeah, Dungeons & Dragons Kre-o. So that was all the stuff we got in the box, so there's not much else to say. I'm so sick of Game of Thrones, and the fantasy theme, but let's just jump right into a value. There's not much else to say about it. Let's jump into a value and we'll talk about some other cool stuff. So first, the value on this one was really easy. Pop figure, $10. Mystery mini, $6. Dungeons & Dragons DVD. So I've actually seen this before, or one remarkably similar to it, just at Target and stuff like that, and it ran about $10. You might even find it a little bit cheaper, because obviously this wasn't a very popular series, it didn't run long, so anywhere that you can find it, it's probably going to be fairly cheap. I would say max is $10. You could probably get it for $5 or $6 though, if you could still find it at Target, but max $10, but we'll give them the 10, just to be fair. The plush. So I can see this going for $10. This is cool. It's not a super high quality plush figure or anything like that, but it's still nice, and it's of a cool character, and it does something. So I think $10 is fair, right around there. I think it's a reasonable price. I'd pay that for this, but I really like that. That was cool. And these little guys, I think are $3, 3 or 4. Yeah, right around there I think is fair for that. I'm pretty sure it's at 3. So that with all that in there, there's not much leeway here. That brings the total to right at $40, like $39 to $40. So really not much argument there. All the prices were pretty straightforward. You could argue it a little bit, but right around 40. So that being said, like that, it's an okay value. It's not great. It's nowhere near double, but that's okay. You got more than you paid for, like $15 more than you paid for. So you got an okay value. The stuff in there was so-so. I like the plush. The DVD was okay. I like to see it in there. It's something interesting and new that you don't see every day. I was not happy to see the Game of Thrones stuff. I have a million of every one of these things, and I'm so done with seeing it. So this is the problem I have here. At this point, I've said it before and I'll say it again. These companies need to do market research. They need to do research about other businesses. This is Business 101. Anyone that's gone to school for business or is starting their own business, this is something you have to do. Market research. You need to know what your competitors are doing, the prices they're giving things, the thing they're offering, because you need to be competitive. If you don't do that, you just look like a jackass. And that's what's happening to a lot of these boxes. At this point, like, I understand that they need to get some of these products in advance, so there's nothing they can do last minute, but they didn't plan this a year ago. I doubt they even planned this 6 months ago. So at that point, they would have had to have known, if they did the research, which they didn't, that the fantasy Game of Thrones theme has been done so many times, and it's just probably not a good idea. I don't get why that's the most popular theme. I just don't understand it. I know it's a popular theme, but there's so many more themes out there that are much more popular. I don't know why that one got so much attention. So at this point in the game, like, I can't help but not mark them down at least a little bit for not knowing that. Like, these companies need to do market research at this point. There's just no excuse anymore. A few months back, it would have been fine because there just wasn't that much out there, but at this point, like, they need to. I think it's a requirement. They need to do the research. All these companies should. No more excuses. They just need to. Because we're starting to run into duplicate things, and nobody likes that. Nobody's happy with that. Also, on a side note, the theme on this one, mine didn't come with a card or a pin for some reason, but the theme on this box was Epic Battles. And this is the same problem I had with last month's box. Last month's box theme was Mystery Mashup. And the thing I said about it was that Mystery Mashup was like a cop-out. Was that theme can mean anything. That theme is just random. They might as well have made the theme random because they just put random shit in there. Mystery Mashup. That can mean anything. The same with this theme. Epic Battles. That can literally mean fucking anything. Any action movie, any sci-fi movie, any fantasy movie, any comic book, any superhero, anything has had some kind of epic battle. Everything. Every movie in existence has a conflict in the story that can be taken as an epic battle. Any comic book or action movie actually has a battle scene in it, which is an epic battle. So putting the theme Epic Battles is just such a broad topic that it can just mean anything. There's no limit. So I feel like, again, it was a cop-out because they put such a broad theme that they feel like they have these leftover products at the end of the year. So they're like, well, we have leftover stuff. Let's just make up a random theme name and cram it all in there. Like, I don't see any other excuse for that. So that theme was like pretty crappy to do such a broad one. I think I understand why, though. So a little bit about my Geeky Goodies. They're tapping out. They're closing the company for what they say is a little while. They're closing for the summer. So we're getting one more box in June, and then they're done. They said they're closing down the company to rebuild it and revamp it. So, which should be a good thing. It's when they do that, they're trying to rebuild it and make it better and stronger, which could be a really awesome thing. I hope they do come back stronger. So any company that usually does that usually comes back bigger and badder than before. So that could be a good thing. In theory, hopefully they do come back, because I have seen a lot of these companies say they're taking a break and then they should never come back. So I can kind of see why the mystery stuff is coming up. I feel like they have since they're about to shut down their company, they're trying to clear out inventory of things they have, so that's why they're doing the mystery themes and epic battle themes, where it's just like leftover stuff they have that like, what theme can we make for this? So I kind of feel like that's what's happening before the end. We'll know for sure in next month's box if there's like a mystery thing or just some completely broad theme, like it's just like superheroes theme, or I think it's heroes and villains actually, which again, the most broad theme ever. So we'll see exactly how random it is at that point. So, on a rating for this box, I'm going to give it a 5.75 out of 10. So, the reason for that being, like, you did get more than you paid for, so you got decent value. Not awesome value, but you got decent, so it passed there. For variety, we talked about the 3 Vs. For variety, not good variety, because Game of Thrones, Mystery Mini, and Pop Figure, a 0 on variety. The DVD was good on variety, and the plush was okay. The Kre-o, again, pretty much no creativity or thought into it, and it was really disappointing to see that theme show up again, so that was just miserable. So you did get a little bit more than you paid for, but I was pretty disappointed on some of their choices, but some of them were okay. So 5.75 I think is pretty fair. We'll see what this company holds in the future. I'm not super excited for next month's box. I don't think it's going to be great at all. No offense to the company, but I'm just not excited for it. I'm kind of happy that they're taking some time off to rebuild the company. I was pretty excited when I heard it because, like I stated before, like, I have too many boxes. So if one of them pulls themselves out of it, like, I'm cool with that. Like, I'm cool that they take a break because then I know I'm not missing out on anything by not getting that box for a while. So I was pretty happy to hear that. So it'll be nice to let that box go, do their thing, and come back bigger and stronger. I'll be excited to see that. Because the thing is, the more time that goes on, the better these boxes get. With all of them. As they all grow as companies, and as this market is getting bigger and bigger, all these boxes are getting better, which is an exciting thing. Because 4 months ago, like, most of these boxes sucked. And like the month of January and stuff like that, those were terrible months that you didn't really get anything good. But they're getting better and better. This My Geeky Goodies had like a good month or two, but they started out bad and now they're ending bad again. So I think it's the right choice for them to pull back a little bit and work on themselves and then come back stronger. So I'm happy that they're doing that, and I'm excited for when the fall comes around, when their box comes back. It should be pretty cool stuff, and I'm sure they'll come back with some like exclusives and things like that, because this company's been popular. I'm sure they've made a decent amount of money that they can now throw back into their company, and I'm sure they've made lots of good contacts, so now they can get exclusive stuff and do lots of that. So I'll be pretty excited to see it come back. So overall, this was okay. I was just like so put off by the Game of Thrones thing. Like, I'm just gonna keep saying. So please, for the love of God, no one ever do Game of Thrones fantasy theme again. Please, I'm begging you, no one. Just never again. These companies, please do your research. Research the other boxes. Research what they have. Don't put the duplicate items, please. So hopefully in fall they won't do it again. We'll see what June holds. Anyway, I rambled way too much during this video, but it angers me sometimes. So, that's been My Geeky Goodies, 5.75. I'm happy to get rolling with the May's boxes, even though we're in June. So we'll see what the future holds. And we're going to be doing some changes on the channel. I'm going to try and do like a new intro and things like that. And this month is going to be a good month. I've seen some good stuff. And I have this, I always do boxes. The order I do them is, order I do the reviews in is the order in which they arrive to me. I almost didn't do it this month because I got a very, very special box this month. Very special. And I was going to do it first, but sticking to my normal schedule in order, so it'll take a while for that video to show up, but I promise you won't be disappointed. I got something very special, a very awesome box, which you're all going to be very excited to see. So look forward to that. Stay tuned to the channel. Until then, love you all. Peace.